Here's why Milchick fired everyone except Mark. First, let's start with Irving. All right. Everyone's trying to get information out of him first so he can like say as little as he can. And he was being dishonest. I don't know if Milchick picked up on the dishonesty because obviously he's there because he don't know what happened, but maybe he had some proof that he wasn't home the whole time. I don't know. We'll see. And I have some suspicions with Bert, but that's for another video. Also, it's like strange. He's like, "What did I do? Have cash upstairs? Like, why do you have cash on hand and you don't even know what you did? And like, how do you know you have enough? Like, you know, suspect." And yeah, like Milchick was not even having it once he's seen what everyone was trying to do, like get this information out of him and like so he can be able to tell him as little as he can. He was like, "Hey," it was like, "Your any is a man of principle, which is very rare." Like he's like hinting, like, "I know you're a spy," like, and it's more telling because like he didn't give Irving one drop of information, but he had no problem telling Mark, his sister, and Rickon about the overtime contingency. So I was like, all right. I mean, maybe I don't know. That's for another video too about Rickon and Devin. But yeah, next Dylan. So like after he tackled Dylan, cut his belt up, all that other stuff, he's like on one of the high floors just watching Dylan leave, and you can see the sorrow in his face. Like he's sad because he knows he might have to fire this guy. Like he bit him, he like broke skin, and he like started the OTC. Like that's kind of crazy. But yeah, he fired him, even though like there's no information leak. I guess he was the reason that information was leaked. But yeah, when he fired him, I think it's funny because he's the guy who'd be like, "I don't believe you meant that." And this was like, the first time in both seasons where you hear him say sorry, and you can tell he means it. It makes you think like, is he friends with Dylan or his wife Gretchen? More likely his wife Gretchen because in other episodes you see that it looks like he's going through her. Because Dylan gains nothing out of her visiting his innie, but she does. And yeah, so maybe like there's guilt of firing him because she wasn't even out there to see it. So and then she calls him by his first name. I think in one of the episodes in the second season, he calls him Mr. Milchick. So maybe she's a relative of Milchick or something like that. We'll find out soon, I'm sure. And then lastly, Mark. So Mark did not get fired. Okay, let me back up a little bit. So Helena sends Milchick out on a mission, but before she does that, she tells Mr. German, "We'll have someone from the floor lays with the Audis." Obviously, that was Milchick. So back to Mark. Mark did not get fired because of Devin. It's pretty obvious that they know about the party. Cobell told him everything. That's how he knew where they were. But they didn't know what people found out. And Devin admitted to speaking to the innie, hearing about the punishments at Lumen, which I believe Mr. Milchick don't believe is a punishment. Kind of weird, but heavily religious type things. Plus, she told him about Cobell doing lactation fraud, which is a funny name. So I feel like he needs to keep him there to do damage control. You know, if they're not happy, they'll go to media, and like a lot of information will get leaked. Because I'm sure he knew they wasn't saying everything, so he has to find out what else was being told. But yeah, that's all I got. I feel 80% right. Mm, there could be other reasons why he kept Mark, but I mean, yeah, I feel like that's part of it. But yeah, any questions, comments? Yeah, tell me. Look for the other videos. I have a lot more videos about Severance coming. I think you guys will like it.